What's going on, Geekdom? This is Shamon. We are going to be doing a discussion and my thoughts and stuff over a convention. Recently, I had went to Collect Acon in Dallas, and yeah, I wanted to talk about it. Yeah, it's a 2 day convention, Saturday and Sunday convention. I think Saturday is from 10 to 6, I want to say, and Sunday is like from 10 to 5. Most of the panels and stuff were on Sunday. They had the Waka Flocka show on Saturday. It's not a bad convention. I think the thought process of it isn't bad. I think I don't know what their spending and stuff is when it comes to this convention. Exactly how much they can afford when it comes to space. This year, it was at the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center, close to downtown Dallas. Yeah. If you know Kay Bailey's a large convention area. Uh, they were using, I want to say it was Exhibit Hall A, I want to say, but they was only using one exhibit hall. It would have been, I think the convention would have been better in two halls, because A and B are right next to each other. I want to say it was A and B that they're in. Well, A that they're in and B was right next to it. Because the space that they had is not large, as far as just for the amount of people that was there, and yeah, it was heavily crowded, and you only get 8 hours of the convention. So you had autograph signings in the room, you had the show concert thing with Waka Flocka in the room, and then you had all the deals and stuff in the, which on the negative portions of it, I think it didn't give, like it, I wish they would have did it a little bit different as far as how they had this set up. They had the stage where Waka Flocka will perform right near where the voice actors and stuff were. And so when Waka Flocka was about to perform, all the voice actors end up leaving. They stopped all the lines and stuff, and they end up leaving. And so you had to wait and everything for the voice actors to come back after the show, and then yeah, go back to it with these long lines for these voice actors, which it was a lot of good voice actors there. We were only able to do 2 voice actors when my brother was wanting to do more, and I think it sucked when it came to it because, and this is not on the convention side, it's more a little gripe on the voice actors. I think if you notice that you have a long line of people, you should try to move the lines a little bit faster, or get through the lines a little bit faster. I know voice actors want to give everyone a good experience, and I love that. I love that they want to give everyone a good experience and a good time when it comes to meet them, especially giving their money's worth. I think that is awesome, really awesome. But when you have like long lines that are taking 2 hours for someone to get through, yeah, and then you have VIP cuts right through, and people are just waiting in line most of the whole convention. We spent 4 hours, over 4 hours waiting in lines, which is not, to me, not a good thing because you want to see other stuff, want to go and they also had the pause. One voice actor my brother really wanted to go see, we went to the line, and then we were told that, hey, come back, because this was like at around 12. It's like, hey, come back in around 2. It was like, okay. So we left and went to another line. We went to Erica's line. And we was in her line for a long while. We was in her line for over 2 hours. And we still didn't get to talk to her because we've been waiting in line, and and getting autographs and stuff. And so Waka Flocka was about to perform. It's at 2 something now. So we went from 12 to like 2:20 when Waka Flocka, they were getting ready for the set and everybody was closing their lines. Starting to close their lines down. Erica said she'll be back. They gave us the one thing I did like about Erica and her, the lady that was helping her. She's like, we're gonna give y'all numbers so y'all can still have y'all place in line, and we're gonna run through your numbers when we come back right after the show, which is a good thing. That means that people can leave. They come back when Erica gets there. They get their place back in line, which I did like. I did like that they did that. She was awesome. Awesome voice actress. But yeah, she's very kind and everything. But we left and we went to another voice actor, the guy who plays Spike from Cowboy Bebop. Went to his line, and we waited in that line, and then he closed off his line and everything. They didn't give out any numbers. They didn't give out any placements. They didn't. They were like, "Hey, we'll just come back at the time we come back." But we was like, "Well, you told us to come back at 2. We came back at 2 because it's already like 2 now, and you're closing the line again because of the concert." Only one voice actor stayed during the show because Waka Flocka set was only like 30 minutes. He stayed his entire time signing autographs and everything because he had a large. I forgot what his name was. It was the guy who played Goku. He was trying to get through his line. His line was long, and yeah, he stayed. It looked like he stayed through through the concert to try to get through his line, and I definitely commend Christopher Judge. He went through his line really quickly before the show even started. I was like, look how fast Christopher Judge is going through his line. He went through his line real fast, and he left for the rest of the day. He left for the rest of the day. He was like, I'm gonna run through this line. He left for the rest of the day. But every other line that we go to that my brother really wanted to see and talk to as far as voice actors, it just took so long. When the guy who plays Spike from Cowboy Bebop, when he got back finally, it like after the show was already about an hour or so, about an hour, 45 minutes or an hour when he came back. And so I was like, I finished Erica's line because we had split up this time. We was like, we're gonna split up. I'm gonna go to Erica. We got our numbers. I'm gonna just use your numbers and everything, and use mine, and we're gonna get through this. You waiting his line, and so when I came back, even after the show, it still took a while to get through Erica's line, and it's like God bless them though. I was like, they really do want to spend time with people to get them excited for being there in line and for the characters and stuff that they play, and want to talk to people. I was like, God bless them. I really, really, but it's just too long of a wait. This is like with voice actors and stuff, or people that I talk to. I try my best not to linger for too long. I always try to say, hey, I appreciate your work. I appreciate your time and your entertainment. And that's it. I try to just move on. But I like that the voice actors try to give you your money's worth when it comes to getting their autographs and stuff. So I was like, I applaud them for that. But I was like, you got a long line, man. You got a long line. I know you want to conversate, but you got a long line. It took another freaking hour, close to an hour, to get through her line once we came back. And then I went to my brother to the other line. He was like, he barely went through 5 people I was like, it's been an hour since the concert. It, and he's like, yeah. And he's still waiting in line, so I was like, apologize. So I went around, looked around the convention, had time to see stuff, all the trading cards and everything. Mostly it was Pokemon. My brother was really likes other like cards and stuff besides like Pokemon. I think One Piece was huge. But yeah, I was like, I didn't see that many like Magic cards. I would have thought there would have been more of that. Didn't see a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well. But yeah, it was mostly Pokemon and everything. For a convention, it's mostly trading and stuff like that. I can understand. One guy was ripping up packs in the line, and he found a really good rare card that was worth $3,000. So, hey, like I can understand. You know, I can understand it. It's like a lot of people they there and trying to, you know, really find their money's worth when it comes to these cards and trading and stuff like that. But my holograph is like, could have been some more cards besides just that. But I liked a lot of the other. I'm not really a card trading person, so I like seeing and looking at all the other stuff when it comes to the there's some stuff I can place in my room, posters, shirts, clothing, stuff like that. I like looking at that stuff I can really just hold on to and use. I don't do trading cards too much. It's like if I were to get a pack of anything, it'd be like a Yu-Gi-Oh cards because I do play, like playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I was like, I like to use it for that, just playing with the cards and stuff like that. I'm not a big trader. I have Pokemon cards, but I never got them appraised or anything. So, yeah, I don't know what cards are worth what. I'm not really into that space. But, yeah. And most of my cards are hella old anyway, so, hey. But, yeah, it was interesting. I do think, as far as just the setup goes, and this is my thought processes when it comes to the convention, they shouldn't put the stage right next to the voice actors. They should not put the stage right next to the voice actors. They should move the stage towards the opposite end if they're going to have it all in one room. I understand that they're like, hey, you can't just like it would cover up a lot of other like dealers and stuff like that or whatever that they're not able to use the space. But I'm like, put some of the dealers outside. It's like I think if you rearrange some of the stuff that's outside and where registration is, I think you will be able to get away with having some of the dealers that are not trading cars outside to sell some of their stuff outside of the room. That way you can have a little bit more space. I've seen that at other conventions. It works for some dealers, especially when people leave out of the dealer's room or the room where it's at and they see more stuff that they could buy. They wouldn't mind just stopping and looking at some of the stuff or when they come through. I just feel like it's like if you move the registration closer to where the entrance is or the escalators that comes up when we come in and have people secured, volunteers and stuff to stop check wristbands and stuff like that. But it's probably, I don't know. That's why I was like, it depends on the budget and how many volunteers and stuff they have to help out. Which the volunteers and stuff are nice. I've seen and talked with some good and fun, interesting volunteers. So I appreciate that as far as just that goes. I used to be a volunteer back in the day. I used to volunteer for A-Kon and Anime Fest and stuff back in the day. So I was like, I always appreciate those who were there to help out the convention. And like a lot of the people that were there were staff for the convention center, though. It was there to help out with stuff. But as far as just volunteers, there were some really good ones that are just there for the convention. But yeah, I just think the setup needs to be different because I was like, you don't need to halt or stop voice actors from continuing with the lines, especially when people only have a certain amount of time to be there. And that's my whole gripe was it's only 8 hours. Some people only there for one day. If you can't make it through that line in an hour, you ruined a lot of people's experiences that want to see some voice actors or other voice actors because and then also experience the whole convention. I liked the Waka Flocka show. I thought that was interesting, funny, and fun a bit. I was dancing in line to the music because we had to wait still in line. We weren't able to go to where the stage was. He went into the crowd and everything. Like it was a fun experience to see. I wish I was be able to be over there with him where he was, but hey, it was still fun. We were dancing in line, having a good time. Fun to see, but it sucked for the voice actors because they don't want to try to talk over these loud speakers and stuff that's right next to them. And I was like, that is stupid to put the stage right next to the voice actors. But I don't know. To me, it's stupid, but I'm like, it halts the line so much. And then you're already waiting 2 hours for a voice actor. Over 2 hours for a voice actor. And that's most of your whole freaking day, especially if you come in later. Like, people who don't have time to come in exactly at 10 a.m. and people who need to leave at a certain time. It sucks. It sucks so bad that they have to spend their whole convention in a line standing still for so long. They're not able to experience or see a lot of what's happening and stuff with the convention. So that's mostly my gripe with it, but I still think it was a cool convention. Again, I don't know what their budget is to say when it comes to their planning of stuff. So, you know, and what they pay for what they could do when it comes to the areas. But I'm hoping that like at some point they do it again at the Kay Bailey Hutchins Center. Either they use the opposite side. So I think the opposite side of the convention is bigger, or if they just use two halls. I know that probably costs a lot. It's like if you use two halls or you just use the hallway where you have registration and all the other stuff, the food stuff. If you use that hallway to have some vendors and stuff, like that way you can free up some space in the inside. I don't know. That's like it's some thoughts, some thoughts, but yeah. But other than that, it was still a interesting convention. I wouldn't mind going again. It's just that waiting in line killed us. It definitely killed us. But yeah, so we only had like less than an hour to look at stuff, check out all the stuff that people had. We weren't able to actually sit and just look at what trading cards or whatever stuff, because that's what my brother likes. He likes that whole thing. I'm not really into it again, but my brother likes it. We would have liked to see more cards and go through all these vendors and stuff, but you know, it is what it is. That's just my thoughts and my experiences at the convention. For those who want to go to collect a card and go to these conventions, to me they're fun. I like and enjoy looking at people's cosplays and stuff like that. Some people have some interesting and fun cosplays. So yeah, I like the whole experience. So yeah, it's always a fun time for that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. If you like this video, please put a like on the video. If you'd like to subscribe, see some more of my discussions or reviews and other stuff like that, please do. Thank you all so much for jumping on and giving me a try. I really do appreciate it. Please do take care of yourselves and others. Peace, keep them.